What's going on, everybody? So, I'm actually I'm on the border near Southern California, but this is like huge. Just got in. My mom just sent me this. She's in Northern California. So I'm on the border, and she's just updating me with local news. This is my ex account right now. A lot of people are like, on my Facebook, I'll show you my Facebook over here. A lot of people are saying, I gotta refresh this actually. Somebody, Suzette, my daughter is right there in Scotia. She said she thought her house was coming down. It was so huge. So this is like a 7.3. I think it's between 7.0. It's originally it was 7.3. Then somebody said it was 6.6, but then it got upgraded to 7.0. Who knows? It's all over the place right now, but it's massive. It's like right up where I live. But the tsunami warning is from Oregon to Santa Cruz, a huge area, and they're evacuating Berkeley right now. Parts of Berkeley are being evacuated. Let's see. Chico, they felt it in Chico. Parts of Berkeley have been evacuated. Yep. They're telling surfers to get out of the ocean. So somebody, we didn't feel it in San Diego. I'm in San Diego County, but I'm on the border like 60 miles east of San Diego. So I'm probably closer to Arizona, but I'm still in Southern California. That was fly on your wall. Yeah, I was in a couple of the ones there was one in the 90s. I think it was Loma Prieta. It was like a 7.8 or a 8.2. One was, a couple of them were massive. I was in a couple of massive earthquakes here. One knocked me on the ground. I just literally fell on the ground. I was working in a pizza place in a mall. Fell literally on the ground. So, heard about from a cousin. Let's look. Jill Page felt this one. Somebody said maybe it will hit and clean up California. Yeah, of course. But Oregon. So yeah, this is 7.3. That's my mom. She sent that picture over, which is crazy. I'm going back on like they've got this.
Well, you
Look at this.
Live in California, you get sort of used to that first split second saying, okay, is this something I should be worried about? And then you knew it hit and you're like, get outside. So I ran outside, and it always amazes me.
Fly in your wall. I think it's 3 fault lines.
So the car was jumping about, and we actually have a granddaughter at a preschool, a couple, maybe about a block away. So we immediately started running to the children's center, where all the kids were outside underneath a play structure, and the teacher was calming these toddlers down and singing the ABC song, and did a terrific job. And so we are very lucky.
Fantastic. Caroline,
this
on
is
the
a
right,
big
earthquake.
I've been in big earthquakes.
Valley Grocery.
Like 5.6 is nothing.
I'm sure you're
low 6s. Okay. 7 and up.
Off the shelves and
that's
are
huge.
littering the aisles, so to speak.
I've lived in California my whole life.
I'm not seeing any destruction damage to the building itself or really the windows.
There's no structural damage, and it's kind of there's a wine meter as far as bottles falling off shelves, and when I walked in, the clerk said we didn't lose hardly any wine. So
that's always a relief.
The unofficial magnitude scale there in Ferndale.
The mac and cheese.
Exactly. Obviously, we're making the light of the situation because we've heard so far no reports of serious structural damage, no reports of injuries or deaths, which is the really important thing that we're always concerned about.
And it just happened like even literally 45 minutes ago, probably maybe a half an hour ago.
Carolyn, we've also been showing images of folks along the coastline trying to catch the view.
I'll keep the audio going here. I'm gonna check in
to the folks
my ex
who are perhaps not heeding the same advice as you are.
Well, we live 5 miles from the Pacific Ocean, and it's called the
7.3.
Lost Coast for a reason. It's not somewhere that you go surf or you go in the water. It's very rugged.
Somebody on my X.
We're
I'm about a half an
pretty,
hour south. It shook my house.
self-reliant people up here, so
Got the
we
alert.
know what to do. And I doubt here in Ferndale there are people out at the beach. So, but I don't know that. I'm not out there. But
Right.
we're used to earthquakes.
Yes, as are we. But here on our coastline, we are seeing some folks in the ocean even now. But Caroline, we thank you so much. Oh, by the way, there are, I don't know if those were the doors that you were
Earthquake.
referring to earlier, but we have new footage in of some doors from a restaurant or bar that looks like they've fallen off and got unhinged. But other than
Yeah,
that,
89.
given
That was, I think
a
that was Loma
7.0
Prieta. I was in
still,
that one.
seeing minimal, if you will, damage that's expected in the range of this kind of an earthquake. Caroline Titus, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. In the meantime, if you're just joining us, we had a 7.0 earthquake about an hour ago off the coast of Humboldt County, and we want to show you some of the closures in the Bay Area as a result, some of the, systems that have been affected as a result of this earthquake. So we're not sure if we can pull that up right now, but we will just tell you what we know. We know that the Caltrain system is back and running after an earlier closure. We do understand that BART still has delays. Transbay Tube closed immediately in the aftermath, and some other directions on the Red Line were delayed or paused. And right now we are hearing about slow resumption, but definitely expect delays. We're looking at this footage. I want to find
That's
out
good.
what's going on the left
Yeah,
there.
absolutely take
Because
care of yourself.
on the left side of your screen, okay, Sky 7 is over San Mateo County, and we are not sure if that's an official boat, authorities, Coast Guard, or if it's a personal leisure, recreational boat. But certainly anyone who doesn't need to be out on the water right now in the ocean should not be, because we're still under that active tsunami warning. And 12:10 is supposed to be the time it arrives here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
So there's sirens going off. It's like at, where's this? Beaches in San Francisco. Okay. Surf. That's 6 point. Upgrade. Oh, it's just been upgraded to 7.3. See, I was right. Wow, Kathy, you've got cracks on your wall. No, the earthquake was up Northern California, up where I live. I live in Sacramento. And, but it was up a little bit north of that, off the ocean, in the ocean. But it was 7.3, which is pretty big. And there's a massive tsunami warning all the way from Oregon to Santa Cruz. Let's get rid of that. So this is, I guess, so somebody's pool sloshing around. We'll get damage reports pretty soon. That's, the pool. It's gonna slosh. What's this? Humboldt County. That's not that bad. But it was. Oh, Sacramento, where I live. Wow, look at that. Grocery signs just waving back and forth. Sacramento, I'm surprised you could feel it there because that's quite a ways away. We're like in the middle of the state. And it was in the ocean. The up north, higher north, That's crazy that they could feel it in Sacramento. That's just huge. So, all right, and people just having fun. We haven't got the evacuations.
And I can see the ocean right now from where I'm at, but I'm very, very far back. It is a distant view, but it made me feel a little safer.
And Gianna, how did they alert you that it was time to get to higher ground? Was it just on your phone? Did somebody call you? How are they telling folks to get out of there?
Yeah, you know, we had about, and I can see the ocean right now from where I'm at, but I'm very, very far back. It is a
Yeah, Sandra, this was a big earthquake by any standard. 7.0 is a major earthquake. It was not far off the coast of Eureka, California. That is close to the border with Oregon, and it's about 270 miles or so north of San Francisco. So a big distance. So tsunami, anything generated by that earthquake would take some time to reach San Francisco. We are being told that the Bay Area could experience any tsunamis in about the next 15 to 20 minutes. I have to say, I've been monitoring some of the live cameras up around Eureka. You see Eureka on the map.
This was
there,
upgraded to a
about
7.3.
miles or so north of San Francisco.
This is like
did not see
probably from 20
any
minutes ago at least.
significant waves developing. There was some smaller waves. So there are, as you said, on XA, and they also said that the State Operations Center has been activated to coordinate the response. So these tsunami
No. This is an old one. This was a joke that I posted. I can't believe it pulled this up on my X. This is not even, this is just an earthquake. And I made a joke about the CCP. See this? I think I got a warning about this. So this is a joke that I made in April about the CCP using energy-directed weapons on Taiwan, causing an earthquake. So I can't believe this pulled up when I was looking for news on the earthquake. See what other people are saying right now. So my mom sent this over right here. This was from her local news, magnitude 7.3 earthquake. This is actually for you guys who missed last night's live stream. I'm on the border right now. Literally, it's right in front of me. But this is the Mexican military was out like looking for people trying to get across in a new area. That's just one of the, you can go look at the live video on.
That's really good news there.
Here's some live.
And as we kind of run through what we know so far, minimal reports of damage, no reports of any harm to people.
So far,
as a result of the strong magnitude 7 earthquake that was felt, as Drew just mentioned, off the coast of Humboldt County. It struck around 10:45 this morning, so about an hour and 15 minutes ago. And of course, the message up until now had been from fire departments, police departments, county officials, especially along the coastline, to get away from the coast. Get at least one mile.
I don't know if that's for all of California. I don't think that's all of California.
Level because of the potential of dangerous, catastrophic waves as a result of a tsunami warning. That was the alert that went off on so many smartphones all across the Bay Area, that emergency alert. But now, in just the last few minutes, we've received that notice, as Drew mentioned, from the Tsunami Warning Center, saying that the tsunami alert has been canceled. Very good news.
Wow.
A sigh of relief for everyone that was concerned about the potential impact of those strong waves.
It'll probably take a while before all the folks like these here on Highway 1 in Half Moon Bay get the message.
I'm not sure if it's
stop trying to
for
evacuate.
just that area, if
I'm
it's
sure
for the
officials will
entire,
be letting them
for
know
Oregon
shortly.
and California.
But they have been told to stay away from the coastal area and evacuate. So therefore,
what's going on? So this is, what's going on? This keeps refreshing.
now we are showing On your left, Half Moon Bay, and on your right, the water in Pacifica. So now those surfers can indeed stay in the water. Now that we've been told that the tsunami warning has been canceled.
And Drew, out of curiosity here, could we still expect to see, I imagine, some large waves? Do we have any idea of how large those waves could be? Obviously not tsunami kind of, mega waves,
Mike,
but there is still,
right,
I imagine,
exactly.
some concern along the coast.
I mean, if there's a lot more, like
that concern, actually, Julian, is very low.
Okay.
Because the Tsunami Warning Center was looking at all those buoys.
Yep.
And if the water was going to rise significantly, it would have done so in the last hour near those buoys. So even in the
I'm gonna
next
check
couple of
my,
hours, I would not anticipate
leave the
anything
audio on. I'm gonna check
of
my Facebook
significance
again,
along
'cause
our
I'm getting a lot of
coastline.
comments
Just
on
be
my
aware,
Facebook.
though, we could have some rough surf over
you
the next
guys wanna-
24
this
hours.
is my
So, of
Facebook.
course,
Do you wanna
for
go
folks
follow
along the
this?
coast, if you're going in the ocean,
That's
we
where
do
my
wanna take
viral
it
border
easy.
wall stuff
But
is.
when the Tsunami Warning Center gives you that all clear, they are extremely confident that there is no sort of threat along our coastline.
this is
So
like
there's
if
some
you
good
want
news
more
there.
border
Yeah.
And the one
stuff,
thing that
this
we
is
can't
what I
quite
do on
predict, however, is the
Facebook. I'm
potential
gonna
for
check.
an
I posted about
aftershock
this.
as a result of that 7.0 magnitude earthquake, though.
Yeah.
So there still
and
is.
those folks from the USGS did mention that there is a percentage chance, about a 5 or 6% chance.
Yeah, let's go ahead and
There
throw
could
up that
be.
map. In fact,
Yeah.
we have it from the
I'm
USGS
gonna read
website.
some
They
of
have
the
a bar
comments
graph showing
here.
in different colors the probability of certain magnitude aftershocks in the coming days or within the next week. So what I'm seeing, this is very interesting, is that the blue bar, that's magnitude 3 or over, 99% chance that we'll see aftershocks of that size within the next week. And
So
that is
Sonoma
already
County, that's
happening.
where I
We
grew
count
up.
at least a
They felt
dozen
it.
or so since
They're
the 7.0
evacuating
quake struck, and
Ferndale.
there it is on your right.
Wow.
Of earthquakes
That was
in
literally
that
7 minutes
magnitude of
ago.
3+. Now,
They're
if you look,
evacuating
there's an
Ferndale,
87%
surrounding
chance
towns, and
of a
directing
magnitude
all
4
ships
or
out of
over
SF
in the
harbors.
next week.
Well, that was
And
before
when we
the.
get into the 5.0 and above, there's a 36% chance of that
They said
happening.
the tsunami warning was canceled. I'm not sure if it's just for a certain town or. Let's see. Somebody's like, maybe the whole West Coast will disappear into the ocean. Get rid of the 3 bluest states. Tsunami has been lifted per the news station. So it might be for the entire. All over. Okay, anyway. Yep, saw that. Sister just called from Chico, told me about the earthquakes. Her yard is full of water from the pool. Felt it in Red Bluff, California. The pool went crazy. So there's definitely a lot of people who follow me, like who are 30 minutes in the coast at NorCal. Someone felt dizzy. Wow. That's what happened to me in the big one. I think it was 89. I got dizzy and then I fell down. I was working in a mall. Okay, didn't feel it. Some people felt it in Sacramento, some didn't. Parts of Berkeley, yeah, that happened already. Berkeley was being evacuated. So we'll hear about the damage pretty soon. I'm pretty sure. But if you want to see, like this is some of my border wall posts. Almost 5,000 likes. Like all the trolls go crazy on my Facebook here. This is like an old construction photo of my border wall stuff. Anyway, so guys, see what the news is saying.
Here in San Francisco.
All right, right now we want to join by our phone right here, Supervisor Ray Miller from San Mateo County, which of course, was under tsunami warning as well, certainly along the coast there in San Mateo County. Supervisor Miller, thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Can you talk to us about what's been going on in San Mateo County in terms of response and readiness in the past hour after the 7.0 earthquake?
Kathy, yeah,
hit,
I totally
in
remember
Humboldt
that.
County area?
So all morning we've been trying to get the most accurate information possible to share with residents. We activated our emergency operations center, put out emergency alerts, and then tried to do ongoing assessment. There are a number of people who obviously received the alerts via their text, and they've been starting to evacuate on their own. We've had schools evacuated. So there are a number of people out there right now who are pretty anxious, who we're trying to get the information to that the tsunami warning has been canceled. That being said, we still need people to stay away from the coasts, the beaches, and the low-lying areas. While we're not expecting a tsunami any longer, we still may be experiencing storm surge, which is always dangerous.
Can
So
you walk
storm
us
surge.
through the effort to kind of put the genie back in the bottle, so to speak, Supervisor? We know that a number of folks were evacuating the area. We're currently taking some live images right now on the right-hand side of the screen, where you can see there's pretty significant traffic of people trying to get away from the coastline. So how do you begin to welcome people back, tell them that, we've received the good news that that tsunami alert has been canceled, and there's no longer that immediate threat, save for the potential for aftershocks because of the earthquake there in Humboldt County?
We have emergency messaging equipment in the county that we'll be utilizing via all channels to try to get that information out to the public. The sheriff's office
Kathy,
is also
yeah, the aftershocks
located
are
in an
definitely
emergency
bad.
operations center. So it is
Twitter
possible that there could be
X is just
sheriff's
like,
deputies along roadways that could
I
provide
was
that
looking for
information as well.
videos.
As we are speaking with San Mateo County Supervisor Ray Mueller, we are hearing from SF BART, from BART right now. They just sent out a notice on social media saying because of the cancellation of the tsunami warning that they're working to restore service. As we've been telling our viewing audience, that service had been disrupted Bay Area wide, and it had been stopped altogether in the Trans-Bay Tube, again connecting San Francisco to the East Bay.
All right, Supervisor Mueller, thank you so very much for your time today. We appreciate it. Stay safe.
Thank you.
As we take a look at Lindemar Highway 1 near the Pacifica area on the right side of your screen there, you can see the roads are still jammed locally as people either are still evacuating or are going home after the order has been lifted. And we also just got word that Albany has lifted its evacuation. So you're going to start seeing this come in from all the Bay Area counties and cities. We're probably not going to name all the cities for you, but know that the tsunami warning for the surrounding Bay communities and also the coastal communities have now been lifted and canceled. So folks are slowly trickling in, getting the message that they can return. I do want to mention that this is not without damage. We showed you a few of the shots of bottles and things, doors that have been damaged in the immediate area around Ferndale, closer to Eureka, in the Humboldt County area. We're also seeing a message from a state senator for that area, Mike McGuire, who says the state is sending immediate assistance to Humboldt and Del Norte counties to assist because there are reports of some homes that have come off of foundations in the greater Eel River Valley region of Humboldt.
Wow.
And approximately 10,000 customers are currently without power. And so that is damage, and quite significant damage,
So
for homes
homes
to
came
come
off
off
their
of foundations in the greater Eel River Valley region of Humboldt.
Yeah, that's what people
We're
were
not
telling
seeing
me. They
anything
felt like
that
their house was
here
going to
in the
fall
Bay
down.
Area. Certainly,
houses
we don't
came
have
off the
quake-related power
foundations.
outages here in the Bay Area either. But know that on a limited level, some of the type of destructions that you see related to quakes, they are happening in that area closer, immediately around the earthquake epicenter.
And that's exactly right. Obviously, most of the significant damage that we're hearing about is there in Humboldt County. Meanwhile, things are slowly returning to normal here in the greater San Francisco Bay Area. Just seeing this message from SFMTA that Muni service is resuming all across all of the lines that were impacted as a result of that 7.0 magnitude felt off of Humboldt County since that tsunami warning has been canceled. So some good news there. We know that BART is also working to restore service.
Caltrain is up.
Exactly, Caltrain is up. And as Kristen mentioned just a short time ago, that cities, municipalities, counties across the Bay Area, Berkeley, Fremont, etc., are lifting those evacuation orders and are allowing people to return.
Earthquake
and wow,
insurance.
I mean, look at the joy that we're seeing from the person on the beach there, right?
That's all of us right now.
We kind of breathe the sigh of relief knowing that there won't be a tsunami hitting the Pacific coast.
Yes, and we want to show you some shaking now that we had video in Chico of pool water sloshing out when the earthquake hit. This is actually giving me slight PTSD because when the Loma Prieta earthquake hit, I was home in San Mateo County.
Hey, Natasha, welcome back. We needed you last night, Natasha. We had some trolls in here during a live stream on the border.
The epicenter was, here in the Bay Area.
Yes, about 60 miles south of us or something. And then followed by this immediate eerie silence.
So this is up where I live normally. I'm on the border, way south of this.
And no radio up.
No worries, Natasha. I figured.
7 was actually the first broadcast station to come back up, and Cheryl Jennings then anchored our coverage for hours nonstop.
So we're just going over because this is like where I live.
It was such an indelible experience and really had me thinking about just preparedness at all times. So, right, just to have that kit ready to go kit, have the shoes next to your bed if it happened in the middle of the night and glass was broken. You don't want bare feet as you're trying to evacuate, and to have enough water and canned food that's still good and fresh and edible, ready to go, and medication, things like that. Those are things that we are reminded of every time we have an event like this, an earthquake.
Natasha, yeah.
Fortunately, hopefully,
it really is
destructive. Although we did get reports of some homes that have knocked off their foundation. So really sorry
if you
for
have
those folks.
Land
but we need
further
to be ready
inland,
because we live in
you'll have the new
country.
beachfront property.
This was a good reminder of that today. Obviously, we've learned a lot about readiness and preparedness and improving the structural integrity of our buildings,
check my Facebook
our bridges,
again.
our highways, our modes of transportation, and other structures in the 35 years
you guys
since Loma Prieta.
That's my
as Kristen
page
mentioned,
right
certainly a
there.
good reminder. Let this be that reminder today to get prepared, get that earthquake kit handy, have meeting points for your friends and family, your loved ones, of where you plan to meet in the event
I'm at camp
that a
right now.
large earthquake, perhaps with an epicenter closer to us here in the Bay Area, is felt. But again, we don't want to minimize the damage that we are seeing to our north in Humboldt County.
Natasha,
we're looking at images right now from
that's where my dad's
Humboldt
family's
County.
from, Nebraska.
This is an image of a cemetery where we
grew
do
up,
see
they grew up on the farms.
some damage there. We have also shown you videos from the inside of historic hotels and bars there
So,
in Ferndale that have sustained some damage. We saw some glass, obviously from some broken windows. We saw bottles on the floor. We also saw images from the inside of a supermarket where there were just small items that were on the floor. And of course, also the front door of a popular bar. I believe it was an establishment there in Ferndale. Here's that video that I mentioned just a moment ago. I'm just seeing some things tossed down from the shelving, but as we were speaking with a Ferndale resident, longtime Ferndale resident, about 30 minutes ago, she said she contacted the person who was in charge of the supermarket there, and there were no bottles of wine that were wasted on the floor, and that's how they unofficially measure how significant, how strong, how powerful the earthquake is there in Humboldt County. Of course, no stranger to some significant earthquakes. There was an earthquake in the 6.0 magnitude range in 2022, and another a year prior in December. And that's also the strange thing. I know folks say, oh, earthquake weather. Drew will be the first one to tell you that there's no such thing as earthquake weather. But I
no
do think
wine
it's
wasted.
that there
That's
were these
right,
significant
Natasha.
earthquakes in the 6.0 magnitude or above.
That's
that happened
cool.
in
That's
December
great.
2021, felt in Humboldt County, December 22 in Humboldt County. And here we are 2 years later from that, December 2024, again, off the coast of Humboldt
So
County.
now we'll just wait for some.
December.
No,
I'm gonna look.
I love the month of December, but it's certainly interesting to know.
Loma Prieta was October though, and I remember it was like warm, and I think people thought it was earthquake weather, and you guys all had to debunk it then. And
I mean,
and
don't you
again
think
now.
if we could predict this I'd be making billions of dollars somehow.
Yeah.
You know, or someone would be if they could
if
put
anybody
together an
has,
equation.
Okay, so while
predict.
that may be the elusive
What the heck
holy
is this?
grail that
Yeah.
they, quite frankly, don't know if they'll ever be able to achieve,
They even-
our early warning system
National
has gotten
news
so
didn't
much
pick up
better
on
since
it?
then.
You gotta be
1000%.
kidding
I
me.
can't agree with you more. And folks are saying it worked today.
Mm-hmm.
Folks are saying they got about a 30-second warning from this earthquake. And granted,
Wow.
as it was farther away,
Fox-
you do get more time.
That's right.
Fox doesn't
So,
even have it
unfortunately,
on.
you know, if there's an earthquake much closer, say on the Hayward Fault, a lot less time to prepare, but it worked.
Yes.
You know, and that's amazing.
And
That's a
even-
huge jump just from 10 years ago.
That's right. I mean, even 10 seconds will buy you time
Oh,
to
yes.
seek cover or get away from that bookcase. Or
Wow.
30 seconds is like a lifetime.
Fox doesn't even have it.
Cover and hold on
Yeah.
for what
A 7.3
Yeah.
earthquake, and Fox doesn't have it on its
Okay.
front page.
If we could just really quickly, I just want to show you if we are able to take my weather graphics, because Kristen and Julian were alluding to the
See
fact
if
that
CNN
although
has
we're
it.
clear
CNN
here,
must have
we
it.
are seeing, of course, reports of damage in Humboldt County. So you're looking at the shaking intensity map, and there
There
are
it is.
several
Right.
reports, numerous
Fox doesn't
reports.
have it. CNN
We
has
talk
it.
about the Eel River Valley, that's near Fortuna. You can
7.3
see
though.
Eureka towards the top of your map. A lot of people know that area. They saw strong to severe shaking in that region, which is very much to be expected. Not only did they have that magnitude 6.0 underneath the surface where many people live there, they also had, of course, that magnitude 7.0 that was just off the coast. So the combination of those two major earthquakes would, of course, you would expect, like we saw in those pictures and video, that stuff would come off the shelves.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised as the day goes on and people do inspections, you know, there could be even more damage in that area.
I remember in my driveway from 1989, there
So
were cracks
aftershocks coming in.
the driveway that we discovered
Up to
afterwards,
4.2.
and windows that had cracked that we didn't know immediately. So there could still be financial destruction on a lot of fronts to a lot of people that we're not seeing in the moment.
Yeah.
But Drew, talk about the fact
Wow.
that we were talking
So only
about the
15
percentage, the
earthquakes of
probability
7.0
chances
magnitude
for
or greater
earthquakes or
occur
aftershocks
every year
in
around the
week
world.
to come.
So dang.
How are these numbers measured? What
any
do they
rate.
mean when you have a 7.0 versus like a 6.0 versus a 5.0? What
Right.
does that refer to?
So the magnitude, the higher the magnitude, the increased chance for aftershocks. Because when you have a big earthquake like that 7.0, it can really move a lot around underneath the surface. And like the USGS said, there is that percentage that it does drop over time, but I would not be surprised when we're back on air for the news at 3, 4, 5, and 6 that we're seeing more aftershocks. And of course, we only know something is an aftershock if it's lower in magnitude as we go deeper into the days and weeks to come. You know, usually when you have a large earthquake like a 7.0, it would be very hard to get a higher earthquake than that. It's not out of the question, but the chances are extremely low. I think the chances
where this was a foreshock.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no way that we can know that until another earthquake were to happen. But when you have a magnitude 7.0, you are absolutely going to see several aftershocks that most of them will be a lot lower. We're talking on the 2s, the 3s, maybe a 4. You can already see in our map, this is just through the last 90 minutes or so, that area that is just off the coast of Eureka. We'll zoom on in a little bit closer, and you see all of those dots. So the yellow dots that are blinking on your screen, those are the earthquakes that occurred more than an hour ago. Where you see all of those tiny red dots, those are aftershocks that have occurred in the last 60 minutes or so. Now you notice a lot of those dots, the red dots especially, a lot smaller in size, meaning they're a lot smaller in magnitude, but we'll likely see this area finding aftershocks, certainly for the next 24 hours, but it's potentially we could see some of these aftershocks for the next week. And this is an area...
Yeah.
USGS
Natasha,
and
Gavin
myself,
Izatard.
we know this is an area that is documented.
Kathy,
very
yeah, that
well
was the
for
big one.
seismic activity. It's where
That was a
3
crazy
plates
earthquake.
are actually coming together. This is actually where the northern end of the San Andreas Fault ends, and it actually encounters 2 other plates, and they're all smashing
All right, guys,
together at
I'm
the
going to
same
walk you
time.
outside.
They're all
I'm at my
moving
border
around.
camp
We
right
call it
now. Oops. I just,
the time
there we go.
that activity
I'm going
is
to
not
cover
on the
this up. I don't
magnitude
want
of 6 or 7.
See, hold on one
like
sec.
we saw earlier this morning around 10:44. When we had those big earthquakes like that magnitude 7.0.
So there's the border wall. So this is like out in no man's land. Anyway, this is this is breaking California news. This is not normally what I would do on this channel, but this area of land's being restored. They're putting in a horse pen over here. This is one of my camps. The landowner lets me camp out here because a lot of people were crossing right over here. Anyway, you can see the border wall all along here. They were crossing right in this area right here all the time. Started crossing there a little bit again just recently, about a week ago. But this is an awesome up that mountain. At any rate, this is one of my main camps. I have another camp over these hills. Joyce, yeah, it's a very big earthquake. So everybody, we'll see. We'll wait for like damage reports to come in from up north. I live up there. People like in my area, Sacramento, were saying they felt it. You know, chandeliers were swaying and stuff. But this is where I am. I'm in San Diego County in the south. So, but at any rate, we'll do another live pretty soon, guys. I hope if you're in California, everybody's doing well. You weren't affected. I just wanted to do that live, and because I was getting a lot of feedback from friends and everyone around the state. And my mom was on there sending me stuff, and so it's pretty crazy. That's a big earthquake, 7.3, or even if it's a 7.0 now, but whatever. I've lived through several of like massive, I think 8.4. It's massive. I fell down. But please get Gavin off the screen. Yeah, Joyce. Okay, guys. So we'll do some more live stream. People have been asking for more live streams. I got some new videos coming up also that'll put up from out here. So stay safe, everyone, and I'll talk to you so soon. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out. Peace.